And welcome back to BRG's KSP. Yeah, last video was funny. Absolute disaster. I've had about 20 minutes worth of playing around off screen. Not sure if I fixed the problems or not, but we're gonna have a go. See where we get to. I think we should be able to do this with what we've got. I think. We haven't, then we'll just play around and do some experiments and stuff and see where we get to. Okay, so let's start again. Let's get our pod back up and running. If I can figure out a way to speed this up through the video so you don't have to watch it all, I will. But if not, yeah, just gonna have to get stuck watching it or just skip through it. Up to you. Don't mind. Wouldn't blame you. Wouldn't blame you at all. Until I have managed to figure my orbital problems out, I am going to be reverting flight. Two reasons. First reason, I really don't want to lose my pilot this early on, as we've already lost Jeb and the XP that we gained with him. And secondly, I really like having them. I don't want to lose them. So yeah, cheater, hands up. I'm a terrible person. I'm sure we'll all live. So again, as usual, going in with symmetry, keeping them as clean as we can. That was not the symmetry I had in mind. Why did I do that? I could have just pressed Shift and X to get them down. Not to worry, only a few seconds lost. Let's get our antennae back on there. Let's pop them on here. Two of those. Yeah, that's fine. And then we're going with aerodynamic for our heat shield. Let's get the heat shield on there. And then our decoupler, which is in structural. That's the big one I was talking about. So you can make your things much bigger as you get bigger fuel tanks. We will get to that. We will get to that, I promise. So there's our main pod that's got everything we need. Did we get anything else for utility? No, we didn't. So we've got all of that. Let's get back to the fuel tanks and see what we can achieve. I'm tempted to try. I'm tempted to try using another stage. This will be a great time for you to see how the different stages work. Is it going to be too tall? Are we going to have enough thrust to move that? Because that's a beast. That's not going to work, is it? Let's try. Let's give it a go. Let's try. It can't hurt to try. Keep a nice straight rocket. Get the fins down the bottom, as we did last time. We'll get 4 on. Get them down there just to try and help. Do you know what? Let's try it without. I know that sounds strange, but let's just try it out. Let's just see what happens. Look, if this video turns out to be absolute rubbish again, I promise I will go and do some research. I may even have a little sneaky peek at what some of the other tubers I follow are doing. Just try and get a bit of better understanding. I should have probably started doing KSP videos before 1.0 came out, but there we go. This is the real deal. This is the actual physics and aerodynamics. So let's see if we can get this to work. I am going to put a couple of these on. I can't put them not like that. So first of all, we'll go like that, and we're just going to do 2. So we'll pop those on. They're on the angle snap. They're there. This is simply so I can strut this onto here, which didn't work. Okay, Control Z will undo. That's massively disappointing. I really don't want to try and attach them another way. I think doing them like that is going to look daft. I really do, and it's going to cause drag. But it might work. It might work. It might not. This could be just completely overkill, people. This is me trying to figure out what I'm doing as I go. Yep, that didn't work. Control Z. Let's get rid of that. Get rid of that. Let's just have a quick go with this. Let's see if this is going to get us anywhere. We're going to call this the, what are we going to call this? Let's call this the Javelin, because that's what it looks like. Mark 1. Oh, good lord. Okay, let's launch this. I'm slightly hopeful. I'll be honest, I am slightly hopeful. I think if this doesn't fall over straight away and we can get it up there straight into, let's just go for it. 3, 2, 1 and launch. What we're going to do is we're going to move over almost instantly. Not far. We're not going to try and get it too far over. Well, that's not really working. That's not really working at all. We're way off of our vector. We're trying to zoom off right over to the side. It's not very effective. This is not conducive to a good gravity turn. This is too much too quickly. I mean, we want to be about 45 degrees at about 10,000 kilometers. This is just not going to work. Not going to work. Let's try again. This might be a very short video, folks. This might just be me getting very upset. I think we're going to put the winglets on and try that one again. I may have tried turning too soon. I'm not sure. I do get carried away sometimes. Quite happy to admit that. So 4 of those on there. Let's, oh no, let's mark 2 this, because that's what it is. And we'll try again. This could be my shortest KSP video ever. If this doesn't work, we might load one of the other rockets just quickly to try. I've got the wrong Kerbal in it, so we're going to revert right back to the vehicle assembly and put a Kerbal in that does have SAS. I think that might have been what the problem was. Let's take the winglets off and let's get the right Kerbal in. Well, you're not a pilot. Get out, Bob. I promise, our first mission to Min-Miss, Bob, you're in it. Alright, I promise, I'll take you up there. And so you don't feel left out, Bill, I'll take you to the moon. Okay, yeah, brilliant. Let's try this one again. Mark, we'll call it back to the Mark 1, because that's what it is. It's exactly the same rocket as the Mark 1 with an actual pilot. Yay! Let's try this one. Let's see if we don't fall flat on our face again. Ah, here goes the Javelin. SAS is on full power, and 3, 2, 1, lift off. And like I said, I'm going to start turning us over a little bit straight away, just to see if we can, with that in mind, smoothly control the vector in which we travel. Now, whilst we're not travelling directly through our vector, we are travelling on the... Is it getting further away from us? Is it moving a bit too far over? I think it may be very slowly moving too far over, which means that we will probably at some point start to experience some nasty aerodynamic effects. But we may... I'm not sure. We'll find out. We'll find out. We're going to just move over a little bit more and see if I can't catch our prograde vector up. It's always best, as I said, to be trying to line the thrust up through the centre of the rocket. Our prograde vector currently says, or our thrust vector currently says that's where we're headed. So I'm just going to try and keep to and follow this. This is right. This is good. This is what a gravity turn should look like. Touch wood. I am touching wood. I really am, and that's not a euphemism, I promise. We'll see. We'll see. I've managed to keep this so far. It's going okay. I'm not sure if we're far over enough yet to call this an entirely successful gravity turn. That stage is over. We're going to launch the next stage, and we're going to press the M button, and we're going to see how we're looking. Okay, at the moment our apparatus is flying up very, very nicely. The apparatus again being the furthest point away from our current sphere of influence. We are rocking and rolling. In fact, I'm going to stop all thrust. Not a traditional way the astronauts would do it. How much fuel do we have left? That's the wrong one. There we go. Where is it there? 59 units of liquid fuel. There is no way on God's green earth we are going to be able to orbitize this. We're not going to be able to get this into orbit. We don't have enough fuel, but we have got the makings of a proper gravity turn. You can't see me, but my hands are up in the air. I'm very, very, very pleased with myself right now. This is nice. So what we're going to do to conserve all the fuel we've got is we're going to wait until we get to around about here before we start burning again. We're going to try and continue to burn over our prograde vector. As you can see, I'm just moving us into it here. This is to maximise the fuel that we've got and to see how far it's going to get us. Rocket's going to need some tweaks. I do believe I've wasted a bit of fuel getting... the gravity turn wasn't quite right. I didn't do the best job of that I should have done, but in essence it's a start and I'm pleased with that. I hope you are too, although admittedly it was fun making mistakes. And there it is, there's the noise that tells us we're in space. That is a good noise to hear. A very good noise to hear. Now, I know I've got science experiments on there. I'm going to wait to do them until after we finish our attempted orbital burn, which it's not going to work. I know it's not going to work. We just don't have enough fuel. There may be tubers out there, dare I say it, that may come across this video that have played Kerbal that think 60 units of liquid fuel and 70 oxidizer. Although they're different, they're used in different quantities in the rocket as they go. To say we have, but I'm going to start burning, and as you can see, our orbit is increasing. We don't really want to overtake our apparatus if we can help it, because we could start losing fuel. But we are going to get a little bit around the planet. Let's just stick it on to maximum. Running out of fuel any second. Okay. So, we're not going to make it into orbit, but we've had a good shout at it. We've had a good go. We're out in space. We're over a different part of Kerbal. Unfortunately, unfortunately we are going to lose the sun by the time we get to another biome. So I'm just going to fast forward this as we zoom around the planet. We're already entered back into the atmosphere. That's not a good place to be. Going to slow it down and just do the experiments just to see if we get anything. We may not, because it's the same as last time. Yeah, no, not really much science, so to speak of. That's a shame. Yeah, absolutely pathetic. No, not good at all. Just a quick crew report. Little bit disheartening, but we know we're on the right track. Let's see what we'll do quickly in the last of the light if we can. We're going to face around the right way, and we are going to eject this stage. Okay, so that's off. That's going to fall back into the Kerbin atmosphere and burn up, and we're going to time warp our way back down towards Kerbin, and we should start to see some re-entry. There we go. I'm going to slow that down. There's the re-entry effects, the heat shield. If I right click on the heat shield here, you can see here this is basically its health bar. The ablator material itself holding up very, very well on what is essentially quite a low speed re-entry, because we weren't in orbit. A nice low speed re-entry. It's held up very, very well. Kerbal safe. It's taken one off of our heat shield, which is fantastic. So let's just time warp this down as we scream towards what I can only assume would be the sea. Not entirely sure. Going to attempt a quick crew report just to see if it's... There we go, it was over a new biome, so we got a little bit from that. Better than nothing. In fact, what we're going to do when we land is we're going to do an EVA report as well, because we're on a different biome that we've managed to land on. Oh, I should get the chutes out pretty damn sharpish. That was almost another colossal mistake. But I got away with it, so happy days. Falling down at 4.2 meters a second, which is absolutely fine. We don't have any light, so we're not going to be able to see our shadow, which I did manage to get back. So no idea where we're going to hit the deck. It's going slowly anyway, but we will EVA. I'm going to try and tip it over just as we're about to land. Might sound like a strange thing to do, but if we can land tipped over, we will be able to get in and out of our command pod a lot easier, and I can't tip over. Oh well, we'll just do a quick EVA. We'll jump out, we'll EVA, we will take all the data from there, we'll store the experiment, we will do an EVA report, another 5 science, thank you very much. We will board our craft again, and we'll do another crew report, another 1.5 science, different biomes. So we got not a completely wasted journey, which is nice, very, very nice. Now I need to decide what to do. If I've got enough science to buy anything, 30, that's not enough science to buy anything, is it? No, that's not going to be enough. It's just not. But we got a bit of XP for Valentina, which is nice. Quick dive into research and development. They want 45, don't they? Yes, they do. Okay then. Let's have a quick look at our missions and see if there's any way for mission control that we can get some science. Landed at Kerbal. 1 science. That's annoying. Okay. Well, not the end of the world. Let's take that. We'll take that mission. It's a little bit of money to get back what we lost from the others. All the parts that we decoupled off of that flight. Essentially, you know, that was a correct flight. That did work well. We just didn't have the fuel. Again, I wasted fuel. Our trajectory was not what it should have been, and I don't think I've used the right engine either. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Exactly that. It is what it is. Let's. We're going to use this rocket again. We are. I'm going to pop this into the sub-assemblies. Right, not to confuse everybody too much. Let's have a quick look. What have I done? I've taken a screenshot apparently. Okay, well, I didn't do that on purpose, but there we go. This little button up here will open up a whole new menu. I'm not going to go into any detail about any of this just yet, but this button here, the little rocket, will be your sub-assemblies. That's where you can drag stuff in that you've built as a set of parts that you can use again. So you just, every time you drop something in there, we'll drop it in there and we'll call this the Javelin body, or Javelin stage 1 minus pod. We'll save that, and then that appears just up there, and so every time we think, oh, I just want that quickly, boom, there we go, it's there, and we can just attach it straight to the rocket. What we're going to do is we're going to go back out of there. We're going to get our little RT5 Flea solid rocket booster. We're going to pop that on the bottom there. We're going to take the fuel right down to 10. We're going to limit the thrust to 34. We're not even going to save it. We're just going to launch it and complete that mission by testing this while landed at the runway. Now, I don't know if it means we have to activate the part or whether or not we can actually test it. I think with solid rocket boosters, yeah, we have to test them. So, nearly deployed the parachutes at the same time, then didn't look at the staging. Well done if you spotted that. 3, 2, 1, go. There we go. That's up, tested, parachutes out, and we have mission completed. Oh, we've got some other things. There we go. Mission completed. Job done. That's fine. Distance record, distance record, distance record, distance record, speed record, distance record. Okay, we got some funds for that. I didn't actually look at how many we got. Probably should have done. Just to give us an idea, but I suppose we'll find out when we get back. So we recover that vessel. We won't gain any science from any of that, but we will have completed a mission, and we gain science from the actual mission itself, 0.0 science, and because all the science we got was from the mission. So, okay, yep, that's done. We're on 242,000 funds. That's outstanding. I'm loving those little submissions. They are really helping us get on as the game progresses, which is nice. So, science. Let's go back to mission control. Excuse me. And see if there's any other missions we can do. They will give us science. 3 science, 3 science, 6 science, 8 science. No. So let's start getting rid of some of these missions. Let's just go down the list and cancel them all off. and see if it changes anything for us. See if there's anything it's going to give us that's landed again. If we can get any missions that are landing, then that's fantastic. Hydraulic detachment manifold, 1 science, which we just don't have that. I'm sure we don't have that part. Let's get rid of those. No, 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 no. Is it going to let us do it? As I landed. This can be considered cheating, but I don't see how it is. You're just saying to land. No, it's all going to be for the same part. Oh, bums. Okay, alright, let's get out of there. Let's have another go at actually creating an orbit. Let's do this. Let's do this properly, shall we? Now we know that what we've... No, we're not. I know what we're going to do. We're going to go over to another biome and we are going to pick up a bit of science. That's what we're going to do. We're going to head over to some of the other biomes, do some more experiments, and see if we can't pick ourselves up a little bit more science as we go. Some people would shout, cheat, you know, you're not doing it right. How is that not doing it right? I believe that's doing it right. We're going to come away from the Javelin for now. We're going to call this the Columbus Mark 1 for obvious reasons. And we're just going to have a little balance of different... In fact, I've just thought of something. Rather than even trying to do all of that, can I think we might be able to very naughtily. Now this one I suppose you might argue is a cheat. I'm pretty sure. Oh yeah, to move these parts you use the directional keys. So that's D, that's A, just to change them around, and the W will put them sideways, and E will rotate them. I'm pretty sure that if I do this, and this, and this, and then that's not it. Take that and rotate the whole thing like that. I think the electric charge on this, we haven't really got into that yet, I know, I do apologise, but I think that the electric that this stores will be able to roll this and roll it to a different biome. I could be wrong, but I think this can be done. I think if I get it right, we can roll. Okay. Not exactly what we're supposed to be doing, but I know just over here there's another biome. I know there is. It's over here somewhere. Let's see if we can time warp. Get this going a bit faster. It would help if you went the right way. Okay. A bit drunk it would seem. Let's just get this facing the right way. And let's try again. I'm sure there's another biome over here. Now we go to the resources. Oh, we've used a lot of electrical charge already. We're already down to 30-odd%. This might not work. It might not. Let's see. Let's get it as far as we can and see what happens. I think this counts as a new biome. Not 100% sure, but I think it does. We are now out of electric charge entirely. Let's observe the materials bay, 7.5 science, and we'll do a crew report. We'll take that, we'll have a little EVA, we'll do an EVA report. Okay, that didn't get us anything. We'll board again and we'll recover this vessel. So what we've done here is just nipped outside of one of the biomes. Just to grab a little bit of extra science. We got 9 science from that. We got 98% value, because again we've changed the biome. I know it seems strange, but this is a different biome to this bit here, because this is the space center and this is not. We've grabbed that extra little bit of science that we can take back into the research and development, into the tech tree, and spend it on the right stuff. Now I might even cry a little bit, because I want that engine, but I also really want the winglet and it. We're going for this engine. We're going to do it. I know after everything that I've done and said about, you know, oh, the reaction wheel will be fantastic and it will really help, and then we've got the winglet which actually moved. We managed to get pretty damn close to we did get close to orbit. Not close enough, but close nonetheless. So I've done that. We've got the bigger fuel tanks, a little bit more stability for us, and we're going to go ahead and we are going to attempt to finally get back into orbit. And I can show you guys that I do know how to play this game. Honestly, I do. I'm not as shit as it seems. Yeah, I know, I am. Not to worry, not to worry. Alright, so that's Columbus Mark 1 done. He's done and dusted. We don't want anything more to do with him for now. So, back to the pod I like. I just like this pod. Always used it, so this is what we're going to use. I'm going to set it up as I do normally. Let's get both of those on there. Into utility, we'll get our parachute on top. We'll get our 2 parachutes on the side, nice and symmetrical. Yep, that's worked. We'll get our science bay underneath it, our mystery go on the side, just like that. Now, I'm just going to do 2. I'm just going to do 2. There is argument that as we orbit we'll be going over different biomes. There is, but I'm just not going to do it. Not doing it. No. Get out. Not happening. Back into aerodynamics. Let's have our heat shield. That's that in place. Into structural. Let's get our stack decoupler there. So that's that all ready to go. The next stage we get to go into our fuel tanks, and look at this. We have a decent sized fuel tank. Just adds a little bit of, you know, more, makes the rocket more structurally sound, not 2 parts for one. I think that's a third of one, as you can see there. So that fuel tank is equivalent to one of those and one of these, as you can see there. Not modelled exactly the same, which I think is nice. A bit of variety is good. So yeah, this should put us in a good place. The basics of the rocket that we have here, the parts that we're using, should put us in a much better position. But I guess only time will tell. So let's get the rest of this built. What we want to do is, oh my word,